This video to 1,000 likes, my people, all Jamaican people, all Gaza Nation supporters, Vybz Kartel supporters. Like this video, you need to hear what I go on. You understand what I say? Apparently now, my people, there is a bit of controversy that has now been said, and that comes in the form of the system, which now sees them getting blatant blames for what is going on. Now, this is in reference to Dante Brooks' release, who has now sparked some controversy with Vybz Kartel. You need to stay tuned. Like and share the video, my people. Subscribe to the channel and welcome to Virtual TV Vlogs. Trust and believe. Now, this comes in the form of Vybz Kartel's release Retrial. We're going to talk about it. Okay? Yes. So stay tuned, my people. Smash the subscribe button. Leave a like on the video, my people. And of course, it's Blessing Sunday. And Virtual TV wishes you God's richest blessing, everybody. Alright? Yes. Now, I want you to comment and tell me if you think Vybz Kartel has changed since his release from prison. Again, the question is, do you think that he has changed as a person since his release? We're going to talk about that. Of course, as I said before, my people, this now comes in the form as his release and what is happening with Dante Brooks' release also. Anyway, let's get into this article right now as it says. Now, release from prison, Vybz Kartel emerges a model citizen. Now, it is now becoming a social media topic that it is blatantly clear that the system never want to release Vybz Kartel based on similarities of Dante Brooks' case, which contributes to the errors, the life sentence, and various other things. We're going to talk about that. Let's get ready right now. We're going to this article first. Now, since his release from prison, Vybz Kartel has defied expectations by becoming a model citizen. For many, this transformation was unexpected. As someone who follows his appeal case closely, I was a strong advocate for his release, not based on his guilt or his innocence. That's what it says, my people, not based on guilt or innocence, but because I believe that the legal system mistreated him. Now, early in 2024, the article says they took a deep dive into his 2014 case and subsequent appeal and was appalled that he was still incarcerated. However, I was relieved to learn that his case was headed to the Privy Council, Jamaica's final appellate court. Now, they're saying that based on the belief of his release from prison, it wasn't rooted in a belief of innocence, but in fact that the court had finally made a just decision. Frankly, I didn't think that he should have spent so much time in prison, but they're satisfied that he's now free. Now, this now comes, my people, as, you know, the whole entire situation with Dante Brooks. Of course, Ninja Man was also brought up in this topic, but also Vybz Kartel. Long and short of the story, what I'm trying to say is Dante Brooks get released quick and fast. Almost the same merit or mirror of Vybz Kartel's case, because maybe even less for Vybz Kartel and more transparent for Dante Brooks. When we look at the aspects of Vybz Kartel's trial, there was nobody and it was relied solely on circumstantial evidence. And as a matter of fact, we have to look at whatever it is, you know, with Dante Brooks' case and that of Vybz Kartel. Remember that the Privy Council ruled that there was an error in the form of jury tampering. That is where he ultimately got his freedom from. So we looked at both errors and of course mirrored the cases back and forth as it relates to both persons. They're saying that Vybz Kartel was unfairly treated and he was unfairly sentenced and he shouldn't do so much time in a prison. Hence now why many persons are saying that the system should have let him out long before that and him shouldn't spend 13 and a half years in a prison. You understand what I say? Yeah. And with all of the situations that take place, you know, I want to get your opinion from this matter. Drop a like on the video, everybody, and share the video as well. You understand? Now, Dante Brooks' release, you know, comes, of course, a few days when many persons did not expect it because he was given a life sentence. You understand? Moving forward, my people, the article goes on to say that on September 28, 2024, right, they published an article titled "A Letter to Mr. Palmer Vybz Kartel." In it, offered suggestion on how he could rebuild his place in society. And they continue to say, I followed his journey because I'm curious to see where the iconic artist will go next. In conversation with the friends, many insisted Vybz Kartel will be vibes he can't change. Now, living there is basically is what they're saying from Jamaica before his 2014 court case, right? It wasn't exposed to much news about him and his lifestyle or music. Frankly, if you asked me back then to name one of the songs, I wouldn't have been able to. And this is not a person that is now saying that they're a fan, but they're saying that based on the following of the trial, they're saying that there were huge mistakes that were made as it relates to the entertainer. Now, over the past 2 years, I've heard enough negative stories about Vybz Kartel to sink a ship. Yet to my surprise and likely my own others, he has turned his life around. Of course, he faced some challenges as anyone reintegrating into society after prison and could choose the expected path. Okay? Very interesting. Now, however, the difference might be that Vybz Kartel entered prison wealthy and emerged 13 years later with his fortune intact. We know, however, that no matter the path he chooses, he would still maintain his loyal fan base and sell records. Whether you agree with me or not, it's clear Vybz Kartel has transformed himself, and I am happy, as do many other people see in his chosen course. So they are saying that there are clear changes in Vybz Kartel since his initial prison release, but ultimately the system did wrong him. When you look at now Dante Brooks' release, it has now sparked many controversies on whether or not it was in the case of innocence or guilt. Very interesting, so to speak. And I hear Delroy Chuck did make reference to this also, where he said that it was not on that merit, it was based on technicality. Yeah, it was based on technicality, and that is what is according to what is being said right now as it relates to that. Now we move forward right now. Re-entering society after 13 years in prison is an uphill battle for anyone. The visible and invisible barriers to reintegrate and are daunting. Finding employment is a significant hurdle. A few years, employers are willing to hire someone with a criminal record. This form of discrimination is widely accepted in society, compounding the issues many formerly incarcerated individuals lack the skills needed to secure. Vybz Kartel has been open about his time in prison and the difficulty he faced. He consistently maintained his innocence and pursued legal appeals to clear his name. Whether you wish to believe him or not, he has traveled the right path to justice since his release from prison. He traveled extensively with his fiancée and rebuilt his relationship with his children and reconnected with his roots. He appeared at the Grammy and was in awe, an inspiring person. Today, Vybz Kartel has rebuilt his life and earning the respect of Caribbean leaders eager to engage with him. His journey is a statement to resilience, is what they're saying. Okay? He has transformed himself in over 13 years. You understand? So he has what we call reform himself. Okay? That's what it is ultimately. But what they're saying, that the system, as it relates to his incarceration, it was never justice. It was injustice, so to speak. You understand? So when we look at the whole ordeal and we look at everything, was Vybz Kartel given the justice that he deserves? Or was it injustice of the system? And that is the question ultimately that you have to ask. I'm wanting to comment on the thoughts inside the comment section, everybody, so we can wrap up this video right now. It's Blessing Sunday, my people. Drop a like on the video, share the video. By God blessing again. Tomorrow we will be back. It's Virtual TV Vlogs. I'm out.